everybody, welcome or welcome back to the channel. It's me, hasinilakshminarayanan. If you're new to the channel, this is the first step where I interview young achievers. And if you didn't know about me, just to give a short introduction, I am hasinilakshminarayanan. I'm a 13-year-old young entrepreneur, founder of the First Step, 2 times TED speaker, and also an ambassador for the child social welfare, a nutrition ambassador for the Tamil Nadu government, and also I am a freelance writer for the Hindu School edition. The First Step is being supported by the Chennai Institute of Technology, CIT, which happens to be the #2 engineering college in Tamil Nadu, India. Now, without further delay, let's welcome our guest for the day. Today we have Harsh Chaudhari with us. Now, to give a short intro about him, he is the founder of the WAVO organization and also the Sigma 7. Now, I'm more than curious to know about it. He's a young 16-year-old innovator, and he is invented so many projects and is currently working on a huge project, which I feel like I am more curious to shoot questions on, and I hope you are curious as well. So, without further delay, let's welcome him. Hi Harsh, thank you so much for being here today, and yeah, now we move on.
Yeah. Hello. Hi Lakshmi. This is Harsh Chaudhari here, founder of WAVO and Sigma 7 Lab. First things first. Happy New Year to you and your family. By that note, and yeah, let's begin.
So to begin with, let's talk about WAVO.
It's not a. There's no full form for that. It actually relates to my the project we are making at this company, WAVO, because we make large-scale generators which produce electricity out of the ocean. So it kind of relates.
Okay, no, I'm kind of curious to know about it, like why you especially wanted to name it this name. And yeah, tell us about the company in itself. How does it function? What do you guys generally do?
Yeah. So the aim for the company is to reduce the electricity bills people are bearing by 2025, if things go well, of course. And the main motto is to, the technological side of things will be to make large-scale generators, which will be deployed in several areas all across India, to generate electricity out of flowing waters or take it tidal currents, averaging at 100 kilowatts per power plant. So that's the aim.
That's amazing. That's really great. So moving on. So let's talk about your journey, because it's such a long journey. I guess you started from 2018. Tell us about that. What really prompted you to get into the field of innovation, technology, and inventing?
Yeah, sure. So I started when I was a kid, actually, like second or third standard, and it started with me breaking into things, like breaking into my toys, so that I can, I was just curious about how they work, and I used to break open my toys. I used to break open the TV, and I would always hear my parents saying that you're not getting any new toys because we'll find them, open the 5th day. So that was the thing. But then it slowly progressed into breaking things to making things. So that was all, shown.
Great. That's really great. So by the course of time, you've achieved so much, you've invented so much. So that's what I'm further going to shoot on. Talk about few of your projects. Like to begin with, let's start with the ventilated mask, then the wristband for the awareness of COVID. For the protection from COVID-19,
Sure.
and many more other inventions. So if you can talk about at least briefly about each of them, we'll love to get to know about them.
Sure. So last year I made those things, the wristband and the ventilated mask, to prevent from corona. And it was January, I guess, when I heard the news of this pandemic that was, spreading quickly. And then I thought to myself, like, why is the disease happening to people? And then the common thing I noticed was people were, because of their own habits, right? People were touching their hands to their face, to do anything, whatever. So what happened was the transmission of coronavirus from their hands that may have touched other surfaces that may have it, and then just transfer of that from our face, so that gets that gets the disease, right? So what I did was I made a wristband, right, which disallows you from touching your own face.
That's amazing. And about the ventilated mask?
Yeah, I actually made the ventilated mask last year itself, and what it did was it automatically detected if there was any sweat, if you would, and it started a fan inside, battery operated fan, and it was quite lightweight, so it was not obnoxious to wear, in fact, and yeah, it was quite comfortable as well, and it used to filter the air from outside and throw in fresh air. So it was basically my aim was to provide that to frontline healthcare workers.
That's great. This question is out of curiosity. Is it out in the market? Can people actually find it though?
No, I actually made it just for myself, right?
Okay.
And yeah, when I made it, actually there was a really strict lockdown was going on at that time, and I was not able to get the resources to, bring it to market. So I basically abandoned it.
That's amazing. So, because see, I generally get attracted towards things where people can find out the problem and bring out a solution to it. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's really amazing. So, appreciations for that. Now, I see that I kind of am quite interested to those inventions. So, people watching, if you are also interested to know more about them, comment down below. And if you feel that his innovations sound really inspiring and just very very essential, yeah, comment them down below. Now, moving on, you are working on many other projects and inventions. Tell us about that, maybe in detail. We'll love to know about it. Over to you.
Yeah, sure. So, like I founded this second company of mine like 2 3 months ago, the WAVO thing which we talked about earlier, and I'm currently super focused into that. Getting permissions from the government, from the maritime boards, so that I can test it, because it's a very sensitive matter, if you would, because the aquatic life is involved, and the people near the region where the rivers are, the people which reside near the river flows are involved in that. The tribal people. So it will be a sensitive topic, if you would, to put these big generators inside water. So I'm working for the permissions, and I think I have got some as well from the mayor of Mumbai and stuff like that. And now our main focus is on doing the technological side of things and solving as many problems as we could, because people have tried to do this electricity generation out of tidal currents before, but they did fail, like European countries and stuff like that. And I'm in touch with them, so that I can know what all parameters where they failed, so that I can find solutions for that. So what the thing that makes my prototype stand out is autonomous maneuvering of that entire assembly inside water. So what it does is it actually self maneuvers itself in the ocean, because it uses machine learning and stuff like that, and various sensors which says that if it is standing over here, and if it senses that the water currents are more over to that side, it will automatically move itself over there. It's a floating structure, and and I'm into testing phase, of course. Like, this is the 3D printed model of my generator. Um, yeah, and we are just testing with a bunch of fans. Like, it's all over the place right now, and different kind of fans actually. Yeah, yeah. So we are in the process actually. So to do the R&D, so that we can get the best prototype out of it, and then start the production kind of things.
Okay, first of all the best for that. It sounds incredible. Even though I don't know much technical stuff on what goes through, but I definitely know, the basic kind of, what an innovator especially goes through. Because few of my friends, so far as for now, I've interviewed about 9 people, young achievers. Most
Wow.
of these, a few of them are young innovators. So getting to know more about them, I definitely know at least a little bit.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, you have a lot of access to knowledge.
Thank you so much for that. And yeah, all the best for the
Thank you.
complete successful production. And I hope that people will actually find it more beneficial compared to the other products available there in the market.
Appreciate
Now,
that.
yeah, let's talk about a little something about uh, what do you actually look for in young innovators. Like, if there is some quality which an young innovator should have, what should that be? Because I see a lot of people who's more interested into using technology,
Yeah,
innovation,
for sure.
coding, app developing, more of that stuff, because this world is dependent on technology today, directly or
You can say
indirectly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if there is something you want to pass on to them, they would like to get into innovation, what should they actually start with? Or there is some kind of advice which you
Yeah. So actually, few of my friends, when they started, when they saw me doing things and they started to, you know, started innovating things, right, making things. So the problem I noticed in them was they were using YouTube to search for projects like what they can make, and I think that's really not the way to go about it, right? Because what is the use if it is already done, several times, and the entire world knows it. What is the uniqueness in that project, if you would, and how can it actually solve a problem? If the problem is already solved, if you would. So always be unique and just think of it your own self and find the most unique solution possible and the most reliable and efficient one.
I mean, definitely agree with that, because there are many problems which you can solve it. There is countless amount, because problems, not problem, let's say, you can even bring solutions without problems. Probably an upgrade will also work, you never know. So I mean, you can definitely seek inspiration from few people, but just don't copy and go with the same on the paper.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's a really good advice to pass on. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one message we'd like to share. Moving on, how's your experience participating in the largest hackathon for children?
Yeah, so I did participate in the NASA Space Apps Challenge. So apparently, I was the youngest in India to from India to participate in that thing, and it was pretty cool all in all. A lot of engineers were involved, college students were involved, and they made a lot of things. But it was really cool because the people from India, the elite team of India from Tamil Nadu, they were really supportive and they helped us get through all of this even in the pandemic when this was going on. So it was pretty cool. I actually made a system which separates two components in space without an explosion because it is till date it is done by an explosion by using I forgot the name Frankie bolts they are called. So an electric current is passed through them and a big explosion happens and two parts separate in space. So I basically made an alternative for that without creating the explosion.
That's really cool, because sounds interesting. Like, I want to
Yeah,
know more about it personally. Yeah, all the best.
thank you.
Keep trying out and exploring more stuff, because that's when you start getting to learn. And that's
For
one
sure.
thing which I can really, you know, see from you, because uh, you've started way back in 2018. I just started out. I'm a beginner, let's say. I mean, probably it's a year past, but then yeah, really, really attracted to that. Moving
All the best for
on,
you too.
yeah, thank you for that. Moving on, I've actually, one thing which I've noticed is when you want to invent something, there is a lot which is going behind research, technical stuff, or let's say, you'll have to read a lot and know about what you're actually doing, right? So, yet again, it's a different topic. So now my question is, you have to manage both this and your studies, and you just don't want to be a nerd and probably focus on your work and miss
For
out your
sure.
childhood. So how do you manage time?
No, I prefer being with the family and friends. And it's difficult to manage the studies with the things I'm doing right now. But yeah, I do make a cut every day, so yeah, I'm fine with that.
Great, that's great. Yeah, I too am a little bad at time managing. Then I feel like time teaches you how to lead your life. So
For sure.
one thing to learn from. A question out of curiosity again. What really prompted you? Like, who is your inspiration for you to do what you're doing currently?
Actually, like people like you, in fact, like who started at a very young age to do it, they really inspire me to do more. And there's no hint of jealousy. It's actually the happiness which I feel when I see people like you doing stuff at such an early age and taking steps early on, right? And even I have admitted this to a lot of people who are in this game, right? Entrepreneurship at a young age. So I do really seek a lot of inspiration from people like you.
I mean, thank you so much. I take that as a good compliment because this is keeps me going when someone is going to mention me as an inspiration. Because
For
that
sure.
has always been my dream to be an inspiration yet again. Now, to be honest, I've shared this pretty much my very own channel. The people whom I've interviewed is the biggest source of inspiration for me because now, as I mentioned, having set interviewed about 90 plus children, getting to know about them that they are also able to do it. They have achieved so much. Why can't I take a little step of mine? Because I feel happy doing something when I explore. That's what keeps me going, and I'm glad to know that it works the same with you as well. So yeah,
For
thanks
sure.
for sharing that. So what are your other hobbies in general apart from research, inventions, and definitely have education the other way around? But then, what do you generally like doing?
It's really hard to think because I only do these things. But yeah, it may be like swimming and couple of sports. Mm, but yeah, lot less than what the innovation part. I'm mostly engaged in the innovation things. So, yeah.
Great, that's great because you just don't want to be. My parents always used to say, just don't sit in the laptop working and just don't study because one thing which is very, very important is to explore your childhood because if you grow up, then automatically you'll start getting responsibilities, and I don't think you'll be able
For
to
sure.
explore as much as you could in your childhood. And great to
For
know
sure.
that you are involved into so many other activities as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
Thank you.
yeah. One last question, and then I guess we're good to wind up. If there is one thing which you want to change in this society, what would that be? And one final message to all of the people.
Um, I really want to change the mindset of people, especially in India, because they don't foster the growth of young minds who really want to do big things at a very young age. So I really want to change that mindset. The conventional method that they foster about each and every parent says that you should go by the conventional way and never step out of the path. Like either do engineering or become a doctor or something like that. But they never go like start at a young age. Let's see what happens. So that's not the case here in India, and or at least what I've observed yet so far. So yeah, I really want to change that thing.
That's amazing. That's really great because, yeah, especially India being a country where there are a lot of ideas, especially for the youth. Now,
For sure.
I have mentioned this a couple of times yet again. India's population, which is 39% of youth empowerment should take place in India because I certainly believe that all children have unique ideas. Just they need to bring them out. And the first step probably is doing some kind of initiative from our side by spreading motivation through interviewing young achievers like you and seeing that probably they will grow up and start speaking out, show their ideas to the world, and they're always the society and the people should start supporting them and should not neglect that they're a child and what they can possibly do. And also,
Sure.
I should admit that there are a lot of organizations who are supporting children and who are giving opportunities to children. So, yeah, kudos to them. And
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
that's pretty much it. I guess we are done. Thank you so much for being here
Thanks
today
for
with
having
us.
me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure yet again. And if people liked watching this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Follow our blog and follow us on LinkedIn and Instagram. We'll leave the links down below. Turn
I'll do
on
as
our
well.
post notification. Turn on our post notifications for further updates from the first step. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Signing off, it's Harsh and Hasini here. See you next week. Ta-ra, bye-bye.